What's going on, everyone? I decided to make every recipe in the game. If you're here for just that, you can jump to about 5 minutes and 20 seconds to see all the recipes and what they do. But I decided to start off with some of the ingredients that were giving me some problems trying to find, or they were bottlenecked. And with that, let's hop into the video. We start off with Goron Spice. You can only get 3 of them here in Goron City. Unfortunately, in order to reset everything, you need to leave town, and you can rest either here at a stable, or you can rest at another town, a campfire, you name it. I took the opportunity to clean up some quests at the stables to do this, but as long as you're outside of town at the stroke of midnight, even if you're doing other things in another part of the map, you can get the shop to reset and go back. If not, you're SOL and you get nothing. I recommend taking the time to do the picture quests, as it's really easy and free pony points. Salmon is pretty much the same thing as Goron Spice, except it's in Zora's domain. For this next one, I found a beetle haven, if you will, rather on accident. This one took about 3 days for me to find. I was looking for this beetle literally everywhere. I had found it once before, I just didn't remember where. I think it was off of an Evermean tree. But I was feeding the Don Dons trying to get some diamonds, so that way I could get Mipha's trident again. And luck would have it, my radar went off and told me that there was literally the beetle I needed nearby. But throughout this clip, you'll see that there was more than just one beetle. There was pretty much about 3 or 4 of every kind of beetle that you would need here. So, if you're ever in the need for elixirs, I would recommend stopping by this Don Don area in the Eastern Farron Woods, just north of the stable that is right next to the waterfalls. If you haven't seen my clip about the Don Dons and what they could do for you, I recommend checking that out as well. It's easy cash if you have a bunch of luminous stone. For our next ingredient, we have Tabantha wheat, but it's not just limited to wheat. You can get just about any major crop you need in the game, including radishes as well as Endura carrots if you're short on those. The way you unlock Uma is you have to complete every quest inside of the schoolhouse, and Simon will tell you that you can come back out here and grow some stuff with her. I believe the quests were taking a picture of the tapestry inside of Sheikah village up where Impa's house, or now Paya's house, is, and then you had to cook a monster recipe, so I would recommend having some monster extract from Terrytown. No, dude, I just need wheat. But depending on what crop you grow, it doesn't really matter per se, except for Endura carrots and radishes, as the yield will be pretty much the same. And the time is about the same as well. I did test with wheat as well as radishes. It took about 4 to 7 days in game time for both crops, and you have to not be in town for it, or else it just doesn't work. Also, I don't know if you saw, but in addition to completing the quests inside of the schoolhouse, you need to have at least one of the crop you would like to grow, or else you can't get the ball rolling. After giving some time, we come back and talk to Uma. Oh, bro. Not quite yet, but it's getting there. I'm a professor now. Oh wait, we did it? Right on. That means we all get wheat. Well, I mean, you'll get it in the form of cooking. I ain't gonna just sell it to you like that. Not using fire. After harvesting your crops, you don't have to worry about doing anything else, as Uma will continue to plant them again and again as long as you come back and harvest them. If you'd like to swap out the crop, you have to harvest what is there first, and then talk to her and give her the seeds you would like to grow then. For our next ingredient, we hop over to the Eldin Mountains in order to get whole chicken, or whole bird. It's a little unfortunate, but the only thing that drops it in this entire game is the Eldin Ostrich. Thankfully, with my handy dandy sensor, I was able to throw on the Eldin Ostrich, as I had already taken a picture for the glider fabric, and just flew around the Eldin Mountains. The best area I landed up finding was on the southern edge of Death Mountain, which is the Eldin Mountain range. It's basically the craggy area that has a whole bunch of peaks, right before you get into the Great Forest of the Deku Tree. Another area I ended up finding, really easy for you guys to find as well, is if you look at the map and you zoom in really closely, you'll see two squares. Of course, you know that's a Korok, but this area happens to have a lot of wildlife, which also happens to have a lot of meat. You can find it directly west of Goron City, just over by the ridge with all the pointy craggy rocks and a little bit of grass. And if you guys are here for all the recipes, we're just about to start those as we go. But just wanted to say thank you for making it this far in the video, and at the very end I will have a tally count for all the ingredients necessary to make every recipe in the game. for watching.